Hello, Chris Walker with Big Angie Fan Channel here in beautiful Hawaii. I'm posting this up on my other channel, Hawaii Walker's channel, because of the ongoing appeal I have with YouTube about the recent demonetization of Big Angie Fan Channel. That channel was never about making money. I just feel like the way that they go about this demonetization is not good, kind of cutting people off at the knees. And it's nice to get a little bit of recompense for the amount of hours I put in. Anyway, I'll talk more about what's going on with that at the end of the video for those who are listening, who are interested in that. But let's get on with this video. Angelina Jordan, Garage Rock. That is not the name of her new album, but I have that there based on her parking garage TikToks that she has done. That, you know, they have similarities with garage rock in the sense of being very authentic and raw, and I'm hoping that her new album will incorporate some aspects of what she does with her garage rock, of what I'm calling her garage rock, her parking garage performances. So let's use those as a way to organize some of my thoughts about what could be coming, you know, what we might expect in the new album. Okay, so let's check out her first TikTok. I didn't do all of them, but most of her TikToks involving the parking garage that are, you know, longer than 30 seconds. Okay, here's the first one.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them.
So, of course, this is one of her jazz standards going way back from Billie Holiday. But I don't think that we're going to hear any old jazz songs on this album. Now, I don't agree with people who say, oh, it's going to be all original works, because what she has said about that is more ambiguous than that. She said recently in her Patreon message that it would be packed with originals, but packed with doesn't mean that it's 100% original. So it could very well have some covers, you know, be mostly originals, but some covers. But I feel like, you know, she's wanting to reach a bigger audience. So I think that if she does have covers, they probably will not be of jazz standards. They'll be a more modern songs. But hopefully, with, you know, this kind of you know, her jazzy vocals. All right, now the next one is also an old jazz standard.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh, yeah, yeah. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in the clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to.
These vocals are really, really good, I think. The again, one I don't think she's likely to do, but I do hope for, well, partly I hope to hear some of that kind of natural reverb that we heard more of in the second one than we heard in the first one, you know, that the parking garage produces. And yes, these kind of vocals, the way she stretches out some of those long tones is something that we've been hearing more lately. You know, it's a way that she's been improving her vocal skills. And so, although I think a song like this is unlikely, I would like to see vocals like this, where she really, you know, dances around the words and stretches them out and gives us that really kind of high, powerful belting. Okay, next we have her early parking garage version of Mercy, before she did a much more polished version for YouTube. Well, actually for
I love you. what you do, but you do it well. I'm under your spell. You got me begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me? You got me begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me? I said, release me, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so effortless the way she, switches to falsetto there at the end. This was one that she did at her recent concerts last year that I had the privilege of seeing. And both in that version at her concerts and this version, what I'm missing is the background vocals done by her. So I think this kind of more modern song is the kind of cover that she could have on this new album. And especially with a song like this is where, I wouldn't mind seeing some extra production going into it with background vocals that are her background vocals. But, it's always better to hear more Angelina Jordan vocals rather than less. So this is the kind of song that I think benefits from a studio production where, she can do multi-track and have other voices. So I would like to see, maybe this will come out on her new album because, it's a pretty fresh release by her. And yeah, so this is a case where I don't mind it being fairly well, fairly produced, not in the sense of auto-tune or anything like that, but just by multi-tracked. Okay, now this next one is one that I definitely think, if there are going to be any covers on the album, this one has a very good chance of being on the album because it's a very, very contemporary song, Mount Everest. So it's contemporary. Her vocals on it were awesome, and actually, on this one, the high part, I think the vocals are even more awesome than they were in the concert that I heard. Let's listen to this.
Mount Everest ain't got a bit on me. You can touch the sky, but you ain't got a bit on me. 'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Yeah.
Listen to this part coming up. So, that kind of vocal with a contemporary song. So, I would not be at all disappointed if Mount Everest with this kind of vocal appeared on her new album, and I think that's much more likely than the songs we've heard so far. Okay, the next one is one that's highly unlikely to be on the album if the album has any covers. Let's listen to this one.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before, no. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, I believe, I really do believe, there's something's got a hold on me, yeah.
That's another one where it shows a variety of her vocal stylings, but it's kind of a old gospelish song, so I think it's unlikely to be on the album. But again, I'd like to hear those kind of vocals. This is one where it certainly would benefit from having some backup singers or multi-track of her voice itself. Next we have, I think this is the last one, this is Feeling Good, and this is an absolutely, well, I'll tell you what I think about the vocal after we listen to it.
It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for me, and feeling good, and I'm feeling good.
Okay, yeah, that was the last one. I think that's the best that she's ever done, that final part of that song. An example of her vocal growth. This is one that's probably unlikely to be on the album, but I would not mind seeing that at all, because that was a superb vocal. So some good production value, that would be awesome. Another thing I wanted to say about this is there's going to be some accompanying videos. We know that the first single's coming out in April, which I assume is going to have, well, it could be kind of a live in studio thing, but it also could be a production video. But I'm assuming there's going to be some production videos, and I really like the style, the kind of sass that she has on this one. She just exudes so much confidence, and that pose she has with that belt there is, I really would like to see a video that incorporated things like that. Here I am, world. This very, very confident, self-assured version of Angelina Jordan. I mean, she's always confident in her singing, but sometimes in the way she presents herself in the past has not seemed so confident. She's definitely improved on that, but just the whole way she presents herself in this video is like, I'd like to see that visual element in a video. So my prediction about the album is that it is going to be mostly, but probably not entirely, original songs. And by originals, I think there's a good chance that there's going to be some that are not actually written by her, but they're written for her. She's been working with Red One. Oh, and that gives me a lot of hope for the album, because I hadn't realized this until recently, he co-wrote the song Bad Romance for Lady Gaga, which is a huge hit for her. And there is this prestigious journal that did a study of like earworm style songs, the songs that kind of are catchy and stick in your head. And they ranked this as the world's catchiest song, Bad Romance. So she knows what she's doing working with Red One. So, what she needs is a big hit. And unfortunately, a hit really, just being a gorgeous vocal and, beautiful lyrics is not enough normally to be a hit. You need some kind of hooky element, something that really sticks with you, earworm qualities. That duet that she did with Red One, that wasn't a very good song at all by any means, but it did have catchy earworm elements. And I have to imagine that that's one reason that she's working with Red One. And so I'm thinking that there could be some originals written for her by people like Red One, like Bruno Mars possibly. Another thing, I'm thinking that there's a good chance that there's at least one duet on there, because that's a good way to introduce new artists. You have the much more well-known artist paired with the newcomer. There might be some who are reluctant to sing with her because they're afraid they're going to be blown out of the water by her, but yeah, I think there's a good chance for some duets. Some people like Sam Smith that are in the industry and are popular, and already we know that they like her a lot. Lady Gaga, can we dream? Because Lady Gaga has a powerful voice. So that's what I'm thinking. Mostly originals, some originals written for her but not by her, and maybe a few covers. And I'm really hoping that it has that, that 60s vibe that she's saying. So that would mean that kind of garage rock kind of reverb, among other things. So I can barely wait for this single to come out in April. Okay, so just an update about what's going on with my appeal to YouTube. I sent them the appeal video like they wanted, and they sent back a cryptic reply about how, this doesn't show examples of how you're following the guidelines, even though the whole video was exactly that, of showing how I was following the guidelines with examples. And then I chatted with what might have been a bot and kind of got more of these general responses. And then I got an email that was a little bit more specific. Maybe that wasn't a bot, and I replied to that. So the basic idea is I'm really trying to get a better sense of what they find objectionable. I'm guessing it is the songs that feature me the least and her the most, such as enhanced videos, things like that, where I'm not talking about the video. But they just will not give me any specifics up to this point. And, you know, if they never are able to give me some specifics of, you know, you should take out video A, B, and C, I'm going to do my best guess, take out most of the enhanced videos and, you know, like my acapella videos like that, put them on my Hawaii Walkers channel, resubmit for appeal, and then if that still doesn't work, at that point I'm just going to let this channel be demonetized, because it's never been about the money, and I don't want to, you know, go down to a bare skeleton of what it was and have to move over these videos that have gone viral and have them start all over again, like the Adele and AJ mashup of Easy on Me, you know, with has, you know, hundreds of comments that would be at least mostly lost if I moved it over to somewhere else. So that's where that stands, and I'll keep you guys posted. But here's looking for the new album. Chris Walker with Big Angie fan channel, but now posted on Hawaii Walkers. Aloha.